model, Valerie Kukuleti Chingonzo, who's going to be sharing with us also her journey as a writer. Now, she has a book that she's going to be sharing with us, and we're going to be talking about that book. Now, if you have any comments, if you want to tell us how best we can improve the show, please let us know or in the comment section, and we'll gladly look at that. Now, Gugu, thank you so much for joining me here on Book Club Sessions. It's really an honor, to be always having, these literary conversations each and every week. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for welcoming me.
Wonderful. Now, let's start off, because what we always want to do here on the show, the good thing about books, the good thing about literature is you can talk about anything. So today is not only a day that we want to talk about, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because we're in the month of October, but also we want to talk about, writing as a process and also as a tool that can assist in sharing positive messages. So just to take us off in our conversation, I just want you just walk us, briefly on your background. When did it really start? Have you always been a writer? Is it something that you've always wanted to do?
That's a good question. Thank you. Thank you, Kumbu, for that. So yeah, this journey started when I was 9 years old. So I always tell a lot of people that I just didn't wake up and decide to write a book. So when I was 9, I always wanted to be an author. And at 9, I also always wanted to run a business. I always wanted to model. It's almost as if I really knew my life and I knew what I wanted to do. The only thing is that I didn't know what to write about. So now I'm an adult, and that dream, that 9-year-old girl is still thinking of being an author, but what do I write about? And then it just hit me when I finished my pageantry, my journey in pageantry and modeling at the age of 25. And then it just hit me and I was like, you know what? Let me write about my industry. Let me write about my experiences, my journey. This could help the next girl, the next woman. And yeah.
And talking about, the earliest stages of everything that you've been doing, we're talking of modeling. How early did you start off on the catwalk?
It's even worse. Okay, it's earlier than 9. I started at 5. I started at 5 in preschool because of my mother. She entered me into a pageant in preschool, and ever since then, I had been modeling in my primary school, high school. I learned in Wabulawayo, so Henry Low Primary, Evelyn High School, rising up the ranks. Yeah.
And also literature. Is it something during those times? Is it something that you pictured in your zone? Is it something that you've always, wanted to involve yourself with?
Now that I see it now, because even in school I was very good at composition writing, very good, especially narrative and descriptive composition writing. I was good at English generally as a subject, and then I was good at reading and I was good at writing. So I knew that my path was going to take me to either speaking, media, writing, anything along the lines of communication. So writing is another form of communication. So yeah. I chose that.
Indeed. And writing is not easy.
It's
not an easy thing. And you chose. Eventually, you chose writing at a certain point of your career. Why writing? Why not music? Why not any other form of art? You chose writing.
I chose writing. Yes. I think I had to. I had something to say. I really had something to say, and I was like, the best way I can package this is in a book, because the book will precede me. So even when I'm not alive, that's the good thing about a book, your work will speak for you. So to me, book was the best. So yeah, that's why I decided to do that. I had to come to that place. I had a message to say. I had my journey to talk about, and I was like, I'll package it into a book.
And still talking about that, I've read quite a number of books, not that many, but maybe from your angle, how much of life does one have to know, in order to write a book? Do you have to be well advanced in knowledge about life? How much of life does one have to know in order to be a writer?
That's a good question. I will say my book is not a biography. What is it called? A person's, about my life, yes. Because like what you're saying, I didn't know yet much about life. I actually haven't experienced a lot of things that I think if I was to write another book at 60, I would have a lot to say, So that's why my book is about my journey, particularly in in modeling, in the beauty industry, in the work that I've done, not necessarily about myself and my life. I really do believe when someone thinks of writing, they should have had an experience in a certain area. You don't just sit down and you talk about something without that experience. It's very, very important.
And talk about the book. What's the title of the book?
The title is Kingdom Beauty Regime, which is the one that I have here. And also for the camera.
And the inspiration behind it? What inspired the title?
What inspired? The title was inspired by my journey I'm very prayerful, my journey in church. So I was in church and I was listening to a service, and I was inspired because there was a pastor who was preaching about Kingdom Health Model. So he wrote a book about his industry, because he's a doctor as well and a pastor. And I thought, you know what, why don't I sit down and also write about my own industry, which is, like I said, the beauty industry, the modeling industry. So that's where the kingdom part comes from, because there are elements, there are verses in the book as well. So we attach natural beauty, kingdom beauty to the Bible. That's where it comes from. But I don't always talk about the Bible element. I do it on purpose. I leave it at times depending on my audience and who I'm talking to.
So also, would you say it's a motivational book that you have written?
Yes, very much. It's a motivational book. I am looking forward to. I've actually started distributing it in schools, especially for teenagers, especially for young girls, because there are many issues addressed in the book concerning body image issues, how you view yourself, cosmetic surgery, bleaching, weaves, not being proud of your natural self. So it is a motivational book, just to try to, for you to be comfortable in your own skin with who you are.
Yeah, indeed. And talking about themes, there are so many themes. There are so many themes that we try to talk about here on the show, on Book Club Sessions. What are the themes? Or do you have any other themes that you address in the book?
Okay, yes, I do. Yes, I do, actually. So I use the beauty part to capture people's attention. I'm very intentional about what I do. But it's actually not just about that. It's deeper than that. It covers mental health. It covers depression. And this was Mental Health Month, this particular month of... and you also spoke about, we have breast cancer awareness. It covers all of that because the book is covering health. But the health part of the book is starting in the mind. Before we even go to physical health, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, helps you to maintain a healthy lifestyle and healthy thinking, and your image as well. If you take care of yourself, if you consider yourself to be someone who's worthy of something, just everything about you, your space, your atmosphere just becomes right. So yeah, those are some of the key things that come out in the book.
And just talking about mental health, there are different interpretations of how we view mental health in Africa.